Good morning, Seattle.
Hello, Seattle. My name is Mark Torres. I'm the Operations Director and Senior Producer here at the Pacifica Radio Archives. And this is my colleague,
Edgar Toledo, and I'm the Production Coordinator here at the Pacifica Radio Archives.
We want to welcome all of you to our panel discussion, which we apologize that we're not here in person for. Unfortunately, Priceline.com honored its itinerary and contract about as much as the Americans honored the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which was, as you know, not very well. We had our plane tickets, we're at the airport, we have our itinerary, and as it turns out, they changed our flight to 2 hours before, and the plane was just loading. They had no more space, they wouldn't let us on, and there were no more flights out of Los Angeles to get there for you today. So we apologize, but once again, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo is about the same as a contract from Priceline.com. We want to thank Jose Maldonado for hosting this presentation and breakout session with all of you, so please don't be too harsh with him, because we had hoped to be there in person to answer all of your questions. Although Jose has used the Pacifica Radio Archive materials in his classroom, and he has advised us on our Chicano and Latin history collection. So he is familiar with it, and he'll do a great job. So bear with him. We'd like to give you a brief history of the Pacifica Radio Foundation, which started in 1949. And so we are celebrating this year our 60th anniversary, and with that 60 years of history, we have 55,000 programs contained in the Pacifica Radio Archives going back to 1949. We have about 10,000 of these digitized on CD and on hard drives that are available to everybody. That it's taken us about 9 years to get that many. We do about 1,000 a year. We have to do them one at a time because it's reel-to-reel tape, and we have two very specially made, Swiss-made Studer reel-to-reel machines that are gentle with this very fragile tape. And it takes, if we have a 1 hour program, it takes 1 hour to transfer this program. So it's a very painstaking process. And it's not cheap, is it, Edgar?
No, it's not. It costs about $250 to preserve one tape, one audio tape, into CD format.
So once again, we've been doing this in a very conscious effort since about 2002. We've been getting small grants, and we've been doing a one-day national broadcast that goes on all 5 Pacifica stations. Our very first station in 1949 in Berkeley, California. Our second and third stations from 1959 here in Los Angeles at KPFK 90.7 FM and in New York at WBAI. And then we had 2 other stations, WPFW in Washington, D.C. and KPFT Houston, Texas. Together, those 5 stations have been giving us their recorded materials. Unfortunately, reel-to-reel tape stock is very, very expensive. So back in the, throughout our entire history, we are listener-sponsored. We're a non-profit foundation. It's been an amazing experiment. As you know, commercial radio stations come and go within years. They can't make it financially. Well, Pacifica Radio has been going for 60 years, relying solely on listener-sponsored dollars until the Corporation for Public Broadcasting was formed in 1968. We started getting a relatively small percentage of funding from them, but we're really in the 90th, 95th percentile of funding from listener-sponsored, so it's really been a grassroots project from the beginning. And I think at this point, we'd like to take you on a tour of the archive, where we're going to show you exactly where we keep this material. Once again, it's 60 years of material. This is the Knox conference, so we're going to focus mostly on our Chicano history and Latin American history collection, but we want to give you an idea of the vastness of our collection and what we deal with. First, we're going to show you our esteemed Pacifica Radio Archive vault, which is this way.
And really quick, these are the machines that we use that to transfer the analog tape. And we only have two of those. There's one, and there's two over here.
This is where we work. How do you like our lighting? Pretty nice. Edgar and I painted this ourselves. All right, what do we have here?
Okay, over here on this side, we start off with KPFK's programming that we received from them from the years. All this represents programs from KPFK.
So the archives basically is cataloged according to which station it was
And
broadcast at.
On this side, we have from independent producers who have contributed to Pacifica. So a wall represents that. And just the whole space here.
Now what you're listening to right here is our very long-standing refrigerator made by Liebert. And like a Swiss-made reel-to-reel machine, this workhorse has been cooling our tapes and keeping them humidity controlled for the last 20 years. Now these have a life expectancy of about 10 years, and we've rebuilt it twice, but it keeps on going. And in order to keep the moisture out of here, we have this copper piping going up through the ceiling and out onto the roof. All right, here we go. We're at 7 minutes, so we've got 3 minutes to go. What do we got?
Come on this side.
All right.
Okay, so like we were saying, it takes $250 to preserve one tape. And we have so many recordings on the Latin American, Native American, the Chicano. What else?
Well, we have everything from the 1960s. We have Cesar Chavez in '66, before the United Farm Workers was formed. He was going farm to farm, and he was going home to home to try and gather enough signatures, and it moves on from there. We have arts and literature. We have activists. We're going to be talking a little bit about our Chicano history collection, but we just wanted to show you the vastness. Here again are some of our earliest tapes. They're in the BB collection. When I turn this way, these are more BB. What else do we have back there, Edgar?
We have
These are IZs, so this is from our WBAI
Yeah.
collection, which has some wonderful recordings, including the very first Bob Dylan live performance before his first record came out in 1962. And this is a collection from our KPFA collection out in Berkeley, California. And here again are more of our tapes, 55,000 of them in this archives that you have available to you. So we encourage you. What's our website and what's our phone number?
Our phone number is 1-800-735-0230. It's www.pacificaradioarchives.org, and we have a search engine on the website. Just go to search our collection, and you can type in keywords.
Okay, we're going to be right back.